No, Eric Adams. Migrants, immigrants are human beings. Right to shelter is an indomitable, important fact of New York City. And your racist budget cuts and blaming the migrants needs to stop. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, right. Stand up, fight back.
When migrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
So, my name is James Innes. I'm a public safety campaigner at New York Communities for Change, but I'm gonna bring up a couple people who have specific dogs in these fights that this horrible Mayor Eric Adams is doing to us. And the first one I'm gonna bring up is the executive director of the People's Plan. Make noise for Zahra Nahar, everybody.
Yeah.
You can't film and speak. You gotta be over here with us.
Oh, go.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Zahra.
Hi. Okay, so why are we here, you guys? Who lives in this building?
Eric Adams.
New York City. Mayor Eric Adams. Where is he the mayor of?
New York City.
But where are we?
New Jersey.
That's weird. It's weird that we have a mayor who lives in New Jersey, but is making horrible, harmful policy that hurts poor and working class New Yorkers every day. He says, his staff says, close the borders, the federal borders. But every day, Eric Adams crosses state lines. He crosses borders every day to go to his job in New York City and make life harder. Make life harder for working class, poor New Yorkers, immigrant New Yorkers, people who built this city, people who are every day essential workers, people who are just doing their best to make it in this city. And what is he doing? Every 30 days, he evicts them from the New York City shelter system. Every 60 days, he removes families from the New York City shelter system.
Focus.
He tears them apart. He cuts budgets for housing, for immigrant rights, for libraries, for CUNY, for schools. Every single thing that New Yorkers rely on, he is attacking and damaging. He is doing irreparable damage to our New York City rights, our housing rights, the right to shelter. One of the only cities in the country that has to legally house its people through the shelter system. He's attacking that on the state level. He's making sure that he can evict anybody who stays in the shelter system past 30 days. There's families, there's babies who are being tossed out into the street in tents just like these because Mayor Eric Adams cares about the rich way more than he cares about the poor.
Boo!
And we are in New Jersey.
New Jersey.
In a building called the Colony because Eric Adams prioritizes his rich friends, his out-of-state housing that he has, his multiple apartments, him being a landlord. He prioritizes all of those interests over poor and working class New Yorkers and immigrant New Yorkers. That ain't right.
That ain't right.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna chant really quick. We're gonna do the chant about immigrant rights, and we're gonna do a chant about care not cuts, because that's what we stand for as poor and working class New Yorkers. That's what we represent here today. That's what we're resisting here today, is Mayor Adams' terrible policies, stop the abuse, house the homeless, fund care, not cuts, and stop prioritizing the rich, the wealthy, the powerful over our people. Right?
Right.
Okay, so when immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When housing rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When housing rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When housing rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When schools are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When CUNY is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When our budgets are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Zahra. Thank y'all. Yes, y'all know, I may have left out that we are here in Fort Lee, New Jersey at the glorious, luxurious home of New York City's Mayor Eric Adams. And one thing we want to say to you, Mayor Adams, if you're trying to close the border to New York, to our brothers and sisters from the global south, we're gonna close the border to New York on you, and you're gonna have to stay here in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Am I right, everybody?
That's right.
So like I said, we're talking about his budget cuts, but we're talking about right to shelter. But right to shelter is not something for our newly arrived brothers and sisters from the global south. There's been a crisis in New York City about the shelter system for a long, long time. And I'm gonna bring up a friend and colleague to come up and talk about it. Diana Martinez, come talk really quick, everybody. Give it
That's
up.
right.
I'm going to speak fast because these people want to kick us out. My name is Diana Martinez. I'm a member of Safety Net activist and a current resident of New York City DHS shelter system. The mayor needs to stop transferring people around from place to place and kicking them out up to 30 or 60 days. He needs to provide them with a shelter until they get housed. We all have the right to shelter.
Yes.
People also need to understand that there are a lot of connections between what is happening now to recent immigrants and what has been happening for years in the shelter system.
That's right.
The shelters are constantly transferring people around, and they have been doing this for years.
Yes.
I have been transferred for more than 10 times in the DHS shelter system. Many times I was transferred as a retaliation. Retaliation! Just because I made complaints. I don't know, freedom of speech, we don't have freedom of speech in the shelter system. Very right. The transfers affects people's health and mental health and force people to adjust to a completely new neighborhood and shelter. And a lot of times people lose all their property when they are transferred. It's very traumatic.
That's right. That ain't right.
This is even worse for the LGBT community because even though there are laws on the books, they still discriminate against you. I'm a previous shelter. I was constantly bullied, constantly being abused, and constantly writing grievances. Nobody did anything about it. A lot of recent immigrants who are LGBTQ have come here to be safe, but are experiencing the same things as well in the shelter system. Another connection.
Keep talking.
Another connection is the food. A lot of recent immigrants
Stop
have been
cursing,
talking
go.
about offering food
Focus. Don't
in their own shelter. People have gotten
Tell your mayor.
other illnesses from the food. The same happened in the immigrant shelter and the other shelters. Many shelter residents and better shelters prefer not to eat the food. They either get hungry or food on the food stamps they have with us. One particular worker at one particular shelter said that we would not give that food to her puppy. When I jokingly asked her if she would eat it. The city needs to do better on this issue on both the immigrant shelters and the other shelters for years.
That's right.
The city should be helping get permanent housing.
That's
to
right.
create more spaces in the shelter instead of kicking people out after 30, 60 days. There are many ways they can do this.
Yes.
In July, the City Council passed a law, Local Law 9900, 101, and 102, so that people who are homeless can get city FEPs, vouchers, and move out of the permanent housing. The city is required to implement the laws by early January. So far, the city has not done anything to get people city FEPs, vouchers, and they seem to be saying that they will not be following the law. We also have tens of thousands of vacant city apartments. We have thousands of vacant supported housing apartments.
That's
Thousands
right.
of vacant New York City housing apartments, and many houses of vacant HPD apartments. We also have thousands of more new units and new affordable buildings listed in New York City Housing Connect
That's right.
that could be used. The city spent thousands and thousands of dollars on shelter system making money off of us without actually working on the solutions.
That's right.
Permanent housing.
Permanent housing. That's
The more
right.
they can solve on housing crisis by moving people into the permanent housing so that even everyone is homeless can get out of the shelter and into a home.
That's right. Woo!
Thank you.
I'm gonna say, how do you fix a housing crisis? And you guys are gonna say, housing now. Okay? How do you fix a housing crisis?
Housing now.
How do you fix a
lives here. He lives here.
Go to New York. Mayor lives in New York. What are you doing here? Who you trying to impress? Bunch of old ladies? Who you impressing? Who are you impressing? Bunch of old ladies? Go to the city. Go face them. Go face the real enemies. What do you come here to old ladies? You're all pathetic. Pathetic. You're all pathetic. Go to the real thing. Go fight against the man in New York. What are you coming to New Jersey for?
Eric Adams is the mayor and he lives in here.
I was more concerned with
Mayor Adams got a surprise visit at Fort Lee where he lives. Thank you. We are exiting the building where Mayor Adams lives. This is the entrance. Mayor Adams lives in the Colony, 1530 Palisades Avenue. You see that huge building? That's where he lives. 1530 the Colony, Palisades Avenue.